Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Thank you so much for being here today. This is the end of a very strange and wonderful year, and I hope that you're doing well. I think about you all the time, and I wanted to do a video today about how many of us are torn between our heart and our head about this situation we're facing with the pandemic. You know, that our logic says that social distancing is the right thing to do. Wearing masks is going to help us, to protect ourselves and others. Our head is being very logical about the things that we're doing, but our heart is, and those are all good things, I believe. But the thing is, our heart is telling us something else. We want to be close to people. We want to be close to our families. We want to hug people. We want to meet on the street and give people hugs. We don't want to be disconnected, but yet, the things that are protecting us on one level are creating a gap in the other. And so I really think that, I'm feeling that more than probably as much as all of you. But I wanted to talk to you today, though, about how we can do some things, practical things, real things that can actually take us into this new year with a sense of hope. Now, one thing I've done is put on a sparkly top. I think that just put something on that's going to make you feel good, that's going to make you feel shiny. And, I know we've gotten into the habit of being more comfortable than dressed up, but this is the time of the year. It's not even Christmas Day or anything right now. It's just a day, and I'm wearing a fancy top, and it's okay with me. But anyway, we're social beings. We really do care about being with each other, and we've got to just find ways to kind of pay it forward and do inspirational things that might help. Now, Cynthia Hogg is one of our bloggers. She wrote this great article about how to stay connected during the pandemic. When it disconnects us, how to stay connected when we're feeling out of touch. And some of the ideas she has are just so simple. And I want you to just kind of try to do the things that may be possible for you. I've got a couple of ideas, things that I want to show you in my life. But the first thing she says to do is just sit down and write down 30 times that someone has done something kind to you. Now, that may start to fall into groups like, people that have given you flowers, or people that have done a favor for you, or people that have lent you money, or people that, whatever. 30 times that people have been kind to you in your whole life. It doesn't have to be like today or yesterday. And she says it might seem overwhelming to do 30 things, but it's actually quite easy when you stop to think about it, and they'll start to flow. You'll start to, and just, if you only get to 20, it's cool. But the point is, remember all the people that have done things for you, and then just remember those things they did. And, I can remember, for example, the time that this man paid for my ticket to an entrance to a beautiful place in Switzerland that only accepted cash, and I didn't have any cash. This is during the early pandemic. And, like that kind of kindness of giving of himself for like no reason. He didn't want anything in return. So that was kind of a cool thing. But there's lots and lots. I got my 30 really, really quickly. So then when you've got that list of things, start to think about the things that really made a difference to you. And sometimes they're tiny things. Sometimes it's been on a phone call where I've been talking to customer service, or something's happened and someone has just said something that was so, so sweet, and it made my whole day, just something that I didn't even expect would happen, and it changed my life. Just like that. And I can really remember days like that, and you probably can too. But anyway, sometimes it's just an encouraging message online. It's an email. It's just something gentle or soft or sweet that someone sends. I have a friend, Maureen. She always sends me cards on my birthday and Thanksgiving and whatever days. Just automatic, through a card service. But whenever I get it, I always think of her, and she's like, she's beautiful, and it's just a small thing. So having that kind of setup where you send people cards automatically, that's a kind of a cool idea too, because we all forget, right? Who can remember their grandchild's birthday right now, or a friend's birthday? So you can do things like, adult coloring books or things like that. But here's 30 days of things you can do. So you've only got a few days left until, I don't know when this will be recorded, but I think you've got a few days left until the new year approaches. But these are just some things to do now, and then into the new year. I think that's one of my intentions for the new year, is just to do small things that change people's minds or change their lives or just teach me something as well. So first day, flowers. Easy peasy. You can just send flowers on a service, or you can just, at this time of the year, there's all kinds of beautiful greenery and even tiny little things like, what do you call them, like pansies and I think of the other winter flowers that are just coming out. And then, of course, you've got daffodils and spring flowers coming. But flowers are the best gift you can give someone. So maybe plan ahead to send it, or just drop it off, like a little teeny vase of flowers. A poinsettia, like a $1 poinsettia, you can buy some tiny ones. Put them on someone's porch. You will make a smile come. It doesn't matter that it was only a small thing. It's just flowers are powerful. Second thing, days 2, 3, and 4, she says, share a favorite book. Now, this is something you could do an email. Just say, hey, I was just thinking about you, and I just read this book, and it's awesome, and I want to share it with you. And it's like paying it forward. It's paying kindness forward. I hope I'm not too sparkly. I just looked at myself in the camera. It's like glowing. But so, for example, I will always recommend a Gentleman in Moscow as a book to read. I just think it's the most awesome book ever, and I bought like 3 copies to give to people already. But another one I just got, which I just wanted to show it to you, is this one here. Do you remember this book, this story? This was a man called Tom, his name is Tomfoolery, but his name is something else. But he did a video back in March when the pandemic was just getting started, and it was a story that he read to his children. And it was about how the virus will change our lives. And it's really kind of a statement about shifting priorities. And anyway, I was online. I've got goosebumps thinking about this book, by the way. It's just, we lived in a world of waste and wonder, of poverty and plenty back before we understood why hindsight is 2020. And it's a poem, but it's in a book now. Anyway, I was looking at the video and I just said, oh, it's in a book. So I thought, oh, that will be a lovely gift. So I bought 3 of these, and I'm going to give them to my 2 adult children, because they've got youngsters that maybe not yet will understand them, but it's something. So books, sharing books, nice idea. Another, days 5, 6, and so on, would be 2 young couples nearby or have young children in Heidi's neighborhood, or Cynthia's neighborhood. So she said, I'm going to give them meals. I can cook, I make soup, I make cakes, cookies. I'm going to take them a little basket. Now, of course, with the virus, all the rest of it, make sure you take it in, clean wrapping and all the rest of it. I know people are so nervous about it, but just put it in a plastic container, and just give something of what you can do. If you can bake, or you can share food. And if you don't want to cook something, you can take it down to the local grocery stores now. There's big boxes outside of most, or inside most of them, volunteering people asking people to volunteer to give cans of food. So many people this year without a lot of money and needing help. So that's a really, really great pay it forward. And that's I think that's an easy one. You're in there buying food for your family. How about a couple of things for someone that can't afford it? Another thing, day 7, 8, groceries. And that's another thing you can do, is pay for someone's groceries if you see someone struggling. I've done that a couple of times, and you would not believe the tears that come sometimes. It's a simple thing. It doesn't have to be $50. It could be just $5. It doesn't matter. It's just, I paid people's coffee. And I know you've probably done this too, like, pay it forward. Like, I'll pay for the person behind me. It's just a pay it forward moment, and it's going to help just make the pandemic more human. And it gives us that, even though we're not touching, we're not cuddling, we're not hugging that person, shaking their hand, we're giving them something emotional. And I think that's so cool. Number 8, day 8, you could give a parcel of arts and crafts project things. Like, for example, you've got a neighbor that's got children, or an older person that's living alone, someone that's maybe staying close to home. Just give them some coloring pencils and a coloring book. That is the coolest thing for me. I love doing that. And so coloring, craft, could be painting, could be something very simple. Next day, we're going through days. She gives them days, but I'll just read them. So, like, for example, day 9 is pay for the coffee or something in the person behind you. Pay someone's ticket, like that man did for me. What about a box of goodies to share with nurses and someone in the hospitals? They are going to be working full out everywhere in the world. I don't think there's a place in the world that's not dealing with this virus now in an intensely serious way. And these nurses are doing so much. But what about a bag of goodies? Just give them some, like maybe not baked goods for sure this time, but maybe something in a wrapper, cookies or chocolates or candies, something sweet, something savory, just whatever. And if you've got a friend who works in a place, there's also like a nurse that could take them in, or a doctor, anyone that you know. And also there are groups, that volunteer groups that are working with the hospitals. You could give them this little gift to them to take in. And I think most places will allow it. You know, there's probably some rules, but we'll figure it out. If there's women, older women, if there's a will, there's a way, right? We can figure it out. So cookies for everybody, little surprises for I am going to give my mailman something, probably a little bit of money, because that man has delivered endless boxes for me. My makeup stuff for the videos I do, gifts that I haven't been able to purchase from the United States. I'm just so grateful. The garbage guys, the guys that pick up those boxes and pick up and the recycling people, all the people that do the jobs that you just assume are going to be done, and they are people, and I would really appreciate the support. Another thing to do is send an unexpected card or a message. Now, I did something this year which was kind of fun. I went online and I bought, I think it was $5. It was like a print. No, it was a graphic. Well, I'll show you. It was this. Do you see? And it was just this. I bought this, and it was like a graphic that cost $5. I think it was on Etsy. And anyway, it's this piece, of course. And I just made it into a little frame. The frame cost about $3, and I just put it in a frame. And then I made some small ones too. And I'm going to give those to people. I'll leave it in the postman's box, and they're very lightweight little paper frames. But that to me was a really easy little present, and it's so pretty. And I actually have this up on my little altar for the Christmas holidays. It's what I think the whole thing of Christmas should be about. And I'm always amazed that I can never find a card that says the word peace. Peace on earth. Wouldn't that be great? But yeah, for some reason, nobody makes peace cards. Well, you can get them. I have ordered them on Etsy and other places, but they're just not in the shops. Peace on earth. Cheer somebody up with a phone call, text message. Just be inspired by how others have helped you, and then pass it on, pay it forward. That's the message of this article by Cynthia, and I think it's a good one. I do hope that you're doing great. I know this is a very fragile time of the year. I hope I brought you a little smile with my sparkly top. I didn't wear a necklace today because I thought this was enough. It's actually like H&M. It's not a big deal, but I just love the color. It's my pinky color. And I just hope that you find something pretty to put on, put a necklace or a beautiful little top, and just shine. It's going to be okay. And hopefully you'll have a nice Christmas and holiday, New Year, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating. Or maybe not at all. Maybe just being by yourself and enjoying the solitude. That's perfectly fine too. But take good care of yourselves. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.